Well, hello everybody. You know what? And everybody heard that the countdown too. That was fantastic. Can we get Facebook up here? Welcome to the broadcast. It's Paul Dozier, March the 29th, 2021. Me, my grandkids, and Kiana are here on the first show. You see, it shows here, but it doesn't show the show itself. It just shows the advertising. Carly Joy Knowles just signed in. Wow, check out Carly right there. So, hey, listen, thanks a lot for all of you who are catching it live and all of you who will catch the broad. This is our very first broadcast. Hello, world, as Tiger Woods said it. I'm not sure. Can you guys see it over there? No? You can't see it at all? Where is it at? Oh, you're on the website, and it doesn't show up at all. All right, I want to make sure that we're getting it on the website too. Um, anyway, so we want to. Hey, listen, welcome to the broadcast. This is a family affair here. We're broadcasting live from the house for right now. And it's working. It's on the website, guys. And I'm excited about this. And the reason why I'm excited about this is because we're bringing our vision, our family vision to you. And discussing some issues and life things that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. We want to share with you. And also, business-wise, we want to discuss different principles that a lot of us deal with, but we don't always subscribe the challenges of life that we deal with to any particular principles that we have to change in our life. I was talking to a young lady today, and in talking to her, we were talking about how you have to turn that down. Be careful. We were talking about how you have to be honest with yourself if you want to do anything exceptional. That's what this channel is all about. That's what the broadcast is all about. And just so you know, we in this house, we don't lean left, we don't lean right. We're not conservatives and we're not liberals. You know, all these different tags that, they're getting, average folks to buy into so that they learn how to market to you. I don't think you can see it from here, but I'm going to see if you can see it from here. My grandson just signed into the website. Thank you, Jeremiah Knowles. We believe that we have to have a foothold in economics, education, religion, labor, entertainment, media, sex, and war. Now that might sound radical to some of you, and I get this from the book The ISIS Papers, and I believe in it. In this first show, I really want to lay the groundwork of where we're coming from. There is a lot of entertainment out there. That's one of our categories. However, what there isn't out there is a lot of strategy and a lot of understanding or wisdom on what you're being hit with on a day-to-day basis. Thank you. So you have no idea. Not everybody. I mean, bear with me here, but a lot of people don't have a clue, not even an inkling of a clue, that media is for advertising. Even my show. You see Rocket Lawyer down there. You see my daughter's company. You see Microsoft Office 365, because if you go on my website, click the icon, I get paid. It's all for advertising. It's the truth. And so people come on here with their bents. I have my own bent. My bent is based upon principles, spiritual principles. That's not everyone's bent. Some people's bent are on promoting their sororities and fraternities. They're called Democrats and Republicans. It's the truth. You know, everyone wants you to think the way they think. We will not be asking you to think the way I think. What I will do, I will be asking you to think independently. I will ask you to research anything I say. The reason why is because based upon the principles that I've grown up with, it says that you should yourself study to show yourself approved. That I am not your idol. I'm not trying to be your idol. I am the man for this position, though. Well equipped, studied over many years, ready for the task. Question is, are you ready? Because the reason why a lot of us aren't successful and are living mediocre lives is because we're measuring ourselves up against other people's standards. That's one reason. And number two, not willing to pay the price. I was talking to my grandson. He's going to hate this. Be careful what you hear in the background. My grandson, was it skateboarding you guys were learning how to do? Yeah. Until it started hurting. Then they don't want to do the tricks anymore. And unfortunately, a lot of adults are the same way. When it starts hurting, we don't want to do the tricks anymore. You know, there are principles that we have to live in, you know, of obedience and sacrifice. And I talked to a really good friend of mine, and I got to be careful because he's also, you know, high up in ministry as well, because I want him to know I have mad respect for him, but I consider him a friend. And I was talking to him, and I haven't got permission to use his name, so I won't use his name, but I was talking to him, and we were having this conversation about, well, we've had a lot of conversations, but this one particular conversation is we were having about being hurt. All of us have been in relationships where we've been hurt. We have hurt people as well. We've been wronged. We have wronged people. I know I have. I have been Judas in some people's lives, and I apologize profusely for that. I have not been a good guy all of my life. I'm still working on it. But you have to get to the point where you're willing to learn the lessons and admit who you are. Being honest with yourself. Because you can't do anything exceptional lying to yourself. It's which is a big challenge with a lot of people. We have a lot of people lying to themselves. And there are many reasons, right? Or you're trying to fit in with, you know, another group of people like the Democrats and the Republicans. I know I've mentioned them a lot because that's what they use to try to pit us against each other. And if I'm not going to do anything, I tell you this, I'm going to work my behind off. In fact, I'll say it like this because this is a podcast and it's not FM radio. I'm going to work my ass off to get us to see beyond Democrats and Republicans. They are cults. They are cults. Now, and listen, I've got people who I know very well who are very famous Democrats, politically connected here, specifically in my community of Long Beach, California, because you're going to find out eventually anyway. state and local. But if you're willing to sell off your values, and I don't think the people that I know are doing that. I just, I got to be careful here. But if you're willing to sell off your values just to fit into a group, there's a problem. Because our job is to go into the group and set the stage for our values. We need to be demonstrating integrity, morality, and changing the group, not allowing the group to change us. The challenge is, at least on the national stage, we're being marketed to bad. And listen, I don't care if it's CNN, Fox, something one, what's that new one? AON. You know what you don't know what it is. AON, I don't care what it is. MSNBC. And listen, I'm too new for you guys to start coming after me at this point. Let me get some advertisers. But it doesn't matter who it is. What matters is if we're going to be a part of it, we should be letting them know what we stand for, not going for what the group stands for. An organization is not a person. An organization is an organization. It only has the life that you lend it. If you lend an organization your life, it has what you give it. My grandkids only see life from the lens that they see from their parents, from their grandparents, from their aunts and their uncles. We are their greatest influence. But if we're going to allow ourselves to be led by organizations that don't even know who we are, in fact, are depending on us to tell them who we are so that they know how to serve our communities, then we should not be as concerned with trying to fit in with these organizations. We should be doing something about it. We should be standing up for something. So that's one thing that we're going to address in this podcast. That's just one thing. We're going to address the discrepancy, or because my grandkids are listening to me, we're going to discuss the differences between knowing who you are as a person and trying to fit in with people who are trying to tell you what you should be. No, when I get involved with an organization, I know who I am. I don't need the organization to tell me who I am. I know what I believe in. I don't need an organization to tell me who I believe in. And I'll touch this one thing before we get started. This one thing. One of the third rails, if you will. Let's just say abortion. The Democrats, they say the Democrats stand for one thing, the Republicans stand for another thing. This is what I stand for. I had a choice whether my daughter would live or die. My daughter lived. Now, I didn't really have a choice because I'm not in control of anything and haven't been for a long time. But the whole point is, I want my daughter. There are other people in other situations, though, that are faced with choices I do not understand. And it's not for me to tell them what they stand for. That's who I am. That's what I believe. My job is not to judge or condemn anyone. My job is to show grace and mercy towards all men, all women, whether they agree or disagree with me in life. That's what I stand for. That's who I am as a person. That's who I've become comfortable with being after 54 years of living on this earth. Now, I'm not suggesting that you take on my point of view, but it's my point of view. And I'm going to hold on to my point of view. Now, if you want to call that Democrat, Republican, if you want to call that liberal, conservative, I don't really put those titles on it because those are organizations. Those are not truth. Those are not the word of God. Those are not spiritual laws. Because the biggest thing that we want to focus on are principles to help you become successful. That's the second thing we're going to talk about. Principles to help you become successful in this podcast. That's what's important to me. The reason why is because when I was growing up as a kid, I didn't have a male role model. I had nothing close to a male role model. Is it still running? It's still running over there too. In fact, the person sitting next to me has had a male role model, a good female role model. I appreciate that. This is another reason why I'm fighting so hard to be a decent role model with my grandkids and a good role model with my daughter. Because I want to be something exceptional to what I've seen in my own life. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about doing things that are uncomfortable to become exceptional. A lot of us speak exceptional words, but we don't take exceptional actions. It takes exceptional actions to be exceptional. The background that I came from in Chicago, my mother was a private duty nurse. I also want to find out if we're getting any chats on YouTube. Can we put up? Because I don't have YouTube up on anything. No chats? Thank you. That's my whole team. I got the producer, Jeremiah, back there. Our director, Carly Joy. The assistant, Kiana. So, what happened?
I said you should listen to this. This is very important.
Yes, ma'am. But when I was coming up, I had no interaction with any good male role model at all. No one that really worked at helping me overcome certain issues and teaching me that it's better to do things uncomfortably than not do them at all. In fact, it's a good thing to do those things that are uncomfortable, but are right for you. When I came out of high school, illiterately or illiterate. Is illiterately a word? You're the teacher. Illiterate. Illiterate. I came out of high school illiterate. It means I was memorizing words, but I really didn't understand or have the wisdom of the definition of those words. So I came out being a very arrogant person, not knowing I was even arrogant because I didn't even know the definition of arrogant back then. I had no idea. And I had no male role model to explain to me what that was. So I by no means, Carly Joy, I by no means have, all the answers, but what I do know is if I want to do something exceptional like learning how to read in my late 20s, early 30s, by studying a Bible, a concordance, and a dictionary, and learning the power of words by studying and meditating on the Word of God, no one can tell me the Word of God isn't real because it delivered me from insecurity. It delivered me from sickness, incurable sickness, disease. It delivered me in so many ways. So being that to my kids and grandkids is massive for me. And sharing that information with you is also massive for me. Making sure that you, whoever you are out there, have someone that you can lean on and learn from who can help you get past the tough times that are evident in all of our lives. I live a good life. I really do. I am blessed beyond measure for real. But my blessings and the life that I live, I don't measure up against anyone's. Because my life looks different to a lot of people. I wasn't supposed to make it out of Chicago at Robert Taylor Homes. I wasn't supposed to make it, but I made it. And not only did I make it, I came to Southern California where the average temperature is about 75 degrees. I'm sitting on a couch doing a podcast. What are you doing? Yeah. And just having a great time enjoying life. When so many people right now are suffering and trying to figure out what it is that they want to do in life. Listen, I'm not saying this to brag. I'm just saying there's a certain mindset that needs to change. And we'll talk about that. The difference in mindset that needs to be changed to realize it's funny when the mindset changes, more comes to you, because it's not about the stuff that comes to you. It's really about the mindset that changes. It's about the spiritual walk. It's about the transparency. I talk to my daughter a lot about being transparent and the beauty and the necessity of being transparent to be successful. We'll talk about that. And we'll also reach out to you and ask you some questions. I got it on YouTube. And let's see, so we did, that's Kiana. Who is YSG Driller?
YSG Driller is Eli.
That's my grandson. So far I got my grandson, my neighbor, who's also my friend, Kiana. So true, we grow when in discomfort, learning strategies to get us through. Thank you, Kiana. You don't know how to get on?
She has a school laptop.
Oh, go to the broadcast, but you have to sign in as a member to get on. Or you can go to YouTube. You can go to YouTube. So how did they join on YouTube?
I just went to your Facebook and clicked on your link from Facebook.
Okay, so if you have a Facebook page, you can go to my Facebook, which is Paul C. Dozier.
Yes, I went to Paul C. Dozier.
Paul C. Dozier. Paul C. Dozier on Facebook. You can click on the link to YouTube. So we run live on YouTube. We also run live on PCDozier.com. And also, if you're looking at this video, it's PCDstrategies.com. And you can sign up for the Paul C. Dozier broadcast. Just click the button, sign up. And that way you can be notified when the broadcast is broadcasting. I think it looks good. The only people that are watching are us. It's like 4 of us watching. And now it's 3. Who signed off?
Not me.
Yeah. Because it's me, you. How many computers you guys have over there?
1, 2, 3.
So somebody signed off.
No, you had somebody else. You shared it on Facebook.
No, because it's 3. They got 3 plus you had 1. Aren't you on YouTube?
It was 1, 2, and then 3.
Yeah, because aren't you on YouTube?
Yeah, but I think you had somebody else.
Oh.
You had a different person.
It was 5 people.
Was it 5 at one time?
It was 5, yeah. Yeah, it was 5.
We had 5 people
Yeah.
for our first show.
Yay.
Well, 3. Well, honestly, 3 was us.
4 people like this.
And even one of us left. So, because you guys are hungry or something.
What?
It was Carly. I think it was Carly.
No, it wasn't. I tried to get in it, but it said
That's because you went through the web. That's because you went through. It blocked it on what? On YouTube? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, because of your age, probably.
Yeah.
I think it's because you guys lied about your age, right? Tell the truth, shame the devil.
Are you trying to do on this? I'm 13. On this, which one? So I don't think that's. No, if you're 13, then it should allow you.
So,
Family.
I agree.
yeah, it's beautiful. And that's that's really truly what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about the importance. There's a lot of striving out there, but we'll talk about the importance of living in the 7th day of rest. Why are you laughing? You've been hearing that for I think you've been hearing that for a while, haven't you?
Who rests?
7th day of rest? You don't know?
Work.
Nope, bro, you don't.
7th day of rest.
Why are you in that?
You know,
Got a 7th day.
huh? The 7th day of rest. Everything's been created. It's just a matter of you tapping in.
Warning: 5 people is on now.
Nice. You don't know what the 7th day of rest is?
But what if you don't have time to rest?
You do have time to rest. You have time to rest within the things that you're doing. Okay, so let me give you an example. When I was in the car business, I was in the car business for over 25 years, right? I think it was something like that. From 1988 off and on until 2016. There was no time for rest because I was going to work, that sort of thing. You know why? Because I wasn't doing what I enjoyed doing. But when you're doing what you enjoy doing, it's not work.
This is very true. But then when your work becomes that of what you worship because it becomes just fun and joy,
Then you're not living in your 7th day of rest. And the challenge is a lot of people are doing things that they don't enjoy doing because they feel like they have to do something that earns them money. You can't serve the 7th day of rest and money at the same time. You have to make a choice.
but what if you love your job so much that you work 7 days a week?
Then you're out of order. Then you're making your job an idol.
Do you think that might be a problem? Could be.
Are these rhetorical? The answer is yes. It is a problem. She's like teeing me up for this. We've had these conversations. Haven't we had these conversations a little bit? Something like this. She's having a good time having these conversations. But absolutely, and we want to have those conversations about how to live in your truth. How to live in your truth, but still get something done. We're now up to 6. Ooh, wow, we got 6 people now.
Woohoo! Oh yeah, now that's what I'm talking
Come on now, you're making my grandkids happy. Share this video if you like it. Anyway, so the whole purpose of doing this is really, and listen, I hope this doesn't sound funny, but we really want to find a group of people, and it may not be a lot of people, but we really want to find a group of people that we can help walk through the process. Stop doing that. Just walk.
I don't want to be.
Just walk. Don't do that. We don't do that kind of stuff. Where'd you go? Now. That was a delay. Too many screens going. We got a bunch of them. But we really do want to find a bunch of people that are really interested in doing something different and finding how to walk in that 7th day of rest and be at peace and allow. My buddy Damon says allow. And I haven't asked his permission, so I'm not going to mention his last name because he has one of those famous last names. But he talks about allowing all the time. I got that word from him. But allowing things to happen. Because, most people these days are control freaks. They think they have to control everything. True?
True.
And that is a lousy way to live. I don't want to live a life where I feel like I'm controlling anything. I want to live a life where I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Is that are they chatting? I live a life. My door is. Who's on Summer's thing?
Mom, Carly.
Is that really Summer?
No, yeah. Carly.
Oh, that's Carly. Why would you say "Hey Paul" when you're sitting right here? Anyway, but we want to live a life just enjoying life, and we want to share with you that it really can be fruitful being transparent and freeing yourself from pretense. There was a series from a man that I admired a lot. His name is Dr. Frederick K.C. Price. That wrote a book. He just recently passed away. He wrote a book called Integrity. It was for me. It was a benchmark in my life because it showed me that you can have integrity, be successful, just simply by being yourself and not acting like you have to be something that you're not. And for that reason, I will not teach my grandkids to try to act like something that they're not. I want them to be 100% themselves. And so it goes. The reason why this broadcast is here is because I want those principles. I want to share those principles with not only my grandkids and my daughter, and I've just seen the effect of sharing this with so many people over the many years I've been involved with ministry. You know, being open, honest, transparent, and being and just living in your seventh day of rest. Not trying to impress anyone, but being open to rebuke, being open to change. You can't get change unless you open yourself up in an honest way and approach people in an honest way who have or do or are something that you are not, and welcome honest feedback and get some honest change out of your life. Whether we all know it or not, we need people that we can see. Doesn't mean you make them a king or a queen, because we're all kings and queens, right? But we need some examples in our life to know, you know what, it's okay for me just to be me. Especially if you didn't grow up in a family like that, which I did not. And just in case my family's watching this, it's not a knock against my family. It's just we didn't learn how to do that. We there was a lot of pretense. There's a lot of pretending. There's a lot of debt going on. Or in other words, just a lot of pretending. We weren't trying to pretend. That's just the way we grew up. So we want to talk about those things as well. What else do we want to talk about? I've mentioned like 4 different things. Transparency, rest. Community investing. Okay, so here's the deal. I got a securities license, and I know New York is watching this. So I can't mention investing. But she brought it up, so I have to, I can't even mention what I do. But I do have a securities license, if that says, I can't even mention what I do. But what I can say is we want to teach you principles on how to work together. Can I say that? Oh, yeah. On different ideas and projects. We want to talk about that. I would say one of the challenges that we have in our community is that we don't know how to work together because of past hurts and pains we've been through. We don't know how to choose the right people. We don't know how to stay away from the wrong people sometimes. And listen, I like to give you some hints on that. If somebody comes into your life telling you that they can make you rich, you probably should run away very, very quickly. I got a little experience with that. On both sides of the fence, I have a little bit of experience. I remember growing up when I was young, and my daughter was very young. Watching these guys come into the life of some family members, and just talking about how they can make certain people rich in my family. It's crazy, but it really is a reality. It's not about being rich. It's about being wealthy. Come here. It's about being wealthy. You don't want to come over?
I would ruin
No, you wouldn't. Come here. You're not gonna run it. Yeah, I'm positive. Come on. Because your mom gave me an order. So let me introduce you to Carly Joy Knowles, since this is my grandbaby.
Oh, yes.
This is the actress. Nobody can see you. Sit up so we can.
People can see me.
People can see you.
Peeps can see.
Yeah, and the twins are over there sitting at the table.
It's a good thing you're on with this man, because this man got a lot to say
boy.
about
we go.
investing.
No, don't. You can't mention.
Business.
You can't talk about investing.
Investing.
Don't give me. There's the oldest twin.
The oldest.
Yeah, I can't. Don't talk about investing. We can't talk about investing on this
Business.
show. We can't talk even about. Can we talk about business? I don't. I think we can talk about business.
Yes, we could.
I think she can mention
Investing. There you go. There's Conan the Barbarian back there. So listen. We want to talk about a lot of things, and this is for me. This is about my family, but not just my grandkids and my daughter and those people who are important in my life, like Kiana Jones, who's sitting there, and some of the other people that are in my life. You know, it's more than that. It's for our community. I was listening to Dr. Frazier speak. Dr. George Frazier, brilliant man. I was listening to Dr. George Frazier speak, and he was talking about this ball, and I've seen it since then on MSNBC. The same study that I think it's by the year 2035 or 2034. I'm not sure which year. That African Americans will be back in slavery, and right now. We have no net worth as a community. So obviously as a community we're doing something wrong. And then there's a lot to be said about, people, black business ownership has gone up exponentially. And some of the political parties, like the Republicans, the previous party, with President Trump, wanted to take credit. President Obama taking credit, and I appreciate all that. I really do, all of them. I really do. But the reality is the black poverty rate is so high right now because our mindset is wrong. The black economy is $1.7 trillion, as reported. But the white economy is $17 trillion. And really, you can't really call it the white economy because we're all kinds.
Everybody's black.
Yes. We're all kinds in different ways. God made us in a different way.
She's so brilliant.
God made us.
She's about to start preaching. Watch out.
In different kinds of ways. Like white, black, brown, caramel.
You're Hebrew.
Dark chocolate. Hebrew. Hebrew. For all you people out there watching or trying to watch, try your best, please. Support.
Oh, here we go. No, I don't need no ads.
Support him right here.
Bro, they'll be supporting you
man.
too.
He's the man with
Anyway.
pride.
So no,
and
we don't power. Yeah, we don't do pride.
And family feeling.
Family, big thing for us.
And I want to say something
Even though
to
they get
my
on my
family
nerve.
before I shush.
Okay, because it's almost time to go to bed.
Put your family first.
Did you guys get cleaned
before
up?
others.
Family first before others.
Yeah.
Did you guys take a shower?
I did.
Thanks for watching, but yeah, go take a shower. Thank you.
Don't expose. You've been exposed. Case closed. We know. We got him.
But the point is, if we don't do something to not only strengthen our families, are we bringing Garfield in too?
Probably not.
Okay, there's Garfield. There's Garfield the cat.
Everybody loves the cat.
Everybody loves the cat.
Everybody loves cats.
Yeah, he's actually not meowing, which is fantastic. Your mom hates it when you hold him like that. You know that, don't you?
Mhm. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Wee.
He's gone.
Goodbye.
So the point is if we don't start valuing what is important, which is family, faith, of course, love, respect, honor within our own community, You know, I think the most destructive thing I've heard and keep hearing is the worst experience I've had is with another black person. As though you don't have bad experiences with other people. And I'll say to you the same thing I've said to other people. It's not about the black people. You have to choose a better class of people. You know, people who value what you value. It has nothing to do with being black or white. You know, I talk to people often about finance and economics. And I'm not going to talk about finance, but I can speak freely about economics.
What is that?
Thank you for asking.
Yay!
Because a lot of us don't know what economics are. We think economics is all about money.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Economics is about the control of people groups and understanding what their bents are.
People group?
People groups. Like, for example,
Peep group?
how old are you?
11.
And where do you live?
Tucson, Arizona.
You do not live in Tucson,
Arizona.
That's where your daddy lives. Where do you live?
California.
You live in Long Beach, California, right?
Yay.
You live with your mom
Yay.
and your grandfather?
Woohoo.
And you have 2 brothers?
Woohoo.
You have to have 3 brothers and another sister.
I actually have 3 brothers.
You actually have 3 brothers and another sister.
Eli,
Well,
you have to stop.
okay, yeah, don't rip the cat in half. That is called an economy.
Where a bunch of peeps just come together.
A bunch of people come together, but when people want to sell us stuff and want to tell us about certain things,
Socialize.
no. When people want to come to us and they want us to buy their things, or they want us to believe what they want us to believe, they will try to attract groups of people like us. So they sell things to groups of people like us because of how we live.
So if a person came up to me and tried to make me look good by selling something like something more better than I can do, I can afford.
Yes.
What should I do?
What should you do?
Yes, what should I do?
You should be true and say, you know what? I can't do that. I need to talk to my mom, my dad, my grandpa, and I need to get some advice because I don't understand what you're trying to sell me.
What?
But the challenge in life is most of us don't do that, and that's the reason why we're operating in poverty. See, in high school and college, we're not being taught to be business owners. But in other economies, such as Jewish economies, Armenian economies, Asian economies,
How many economies are there?
there are many, many different types of economies.
Many different types of economies that we don't know and that we don't speak of.
That we don't understand.
Yeah.
But in the black community, we've been taught to be consumers. So you take what we earn and we give it to other economies. And what we have to learn how to do is take what we earn and create our own, what's that word you use?
Strategize.
We need to learn strategizing, like she said. You are so brilliant.
You are too.
Boy. So we'll talk about that as well. So I can't talk about finance, but I will talk about the economy. And in the economy, understanding what the economy is made out of. There's a couple of books I've read by a man by the name of Thomas Sowell. He is a black economist, and some people would call him a conservative economist.
What is that?
Conservative economist means that he believes in supply and demand.
Supply and demand. Supply and demand. What is that?
He's a capitalist.
Capitalist.
You know what that is?
No.
Okay, good. So do you want to know what that is?
Yes. Yes. I wish I had a
Somebody cut
notebook.
to a movie all about the
I
Benjamins.
wish I had a notebook.
It's all about the Benjamins. So with a capitalist, what it means is that I have the right to put something out there to sell to you without any limitations. And whether I want to sell it for $1, a penny, $10, or $100, I can sell it based upon what the market or what the people are willing to pay me for it. That's capitalism.
Smart man, whoever did.
No, I'm just old. So the point is, with
That
all
means you're
this,
getting wiser then.
I am growing wiser as I. Hopefully, I can get wise before I die. Huh?
No, please don't say that word.
So the point is,
Young.
as an economy, as we're called Black Americans, we need to create our own economy, and we can do that if we learn a few principles that we're going to talk about here. We're going to talk about some principles of being transparent. Believe it or not, that has a lot to do with us having our own economy. We're going to learn to talk about getting over our trust issues. That's a major problem in the African American community or the Black community. Because even with people who have spent the time, studied, read the books, put the work in, we will still second guess people in our own community.
What do you mean?
Well, what that means is when we second guess it, we like, for example, when I'm talking to you and I'll say, Carly, it's this, that, and the other. You'll say, no, Grandpa, I.
Yeah, I second guess it. Because what Mom tells me, I try to tell you, but you say, no. What I say is what you do. And I say, I just roll with it and say, okay, my bad.
That's second guessing.
Second guessing. You get the gist, people. Second guessing.
Second guessing.
And my metaphors I made up is, in a matter of seconds, you'll get smarter.
Yeah, you know what she did? She did that on one of the videos.
Yay.
She said, Grandpa, in a matter of seconds, you're going to get smarter. I just said, okay, I believe you. I call that a prayer of agreement.
Yay.
So get ready.
Woohoo.
Love you, honey.
Yay, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Come on, cat. Let's do this.
Hey, listen, thank you for joining us for this first show. I really hope a lot of people catch this show. Because we really are, as a family, we're excited about it. I'm really excited about this, and because the goal is not to be like anyone else in politics or entertainment, but we really want to give you some basic principles to help you create your reality. If you go to the website PCDstrategies.com, you'll see what our vision is, our vision and our mission for the not only for the show, for the Paul C. Dozier broadcast, but our mission and vision for life, and the impact that we want to make as a family on society that is out there. We truly believe in sharing principles that are God-given principles, and they belong to absolutely nobody. But the challenge is there's so many people out there that are coming into our economy, coming into our people group, to control our finances, our time, and our talent. Time, talent, and treasure is the way we say it in the Christian community. And because of that, we don't hear a lot of voices of people just sharing principles with us. And I'm just going to be really, really blunt about this and take it for what you will. And I was listening to Dr. Price talk about this in 1992 in a video I saw on YouTube. That a lot of things that you're learning in your churches are wrong. You know, there's a saying that we say in the church that I attend, Church One Ministries in Long Beach, California. Bishop William Todd Irving, who I love dearly, him and his wife and his kids. I just see them as such real people, and they love people. I wish I grew up loving people, because I have a problem loving people, and I'm working on that. because I see the destructive nature in people, in myself, and in how people treat you. I see the nature of people who will come into your life and they see your potential and they want to immediately take your potential and use it for their benefit. I see oftentimes people that come into your life and they teach you how to be selfish and the importance of getting what's for you. We have gotten totally away from the whole nature of being community focused. And seeing success pop up, not because we're out there trying to make things happen, but because we're operating what I call the seventh day of rest, or we're surrounding ourselves with the right people, operating in the right community, and doing things for the right reasons. We just don't see that anymore. I don't hear it in the news programs I'm listening to, left, right, whatever. I don't see that in the entertainment programs anymore. You know, these principles that I have right here on this video, if you can see the video, I don't see people living by these principles anymore. You know, where we're focused in on being the best we can in education, religion. I see real education being taken out of the schools. There's just so much going on. And so that's what we want to do. We want to be a beacon of light, a beacon of hope. We want to come to you as a family, truly as a family here, and share with you principles that we believe helps us to live from day to day. You know, there are people that would not admire what we do, and there are people that admire what we do. And that's okay, one way or the other. But we do live by truth in this family. We are at peace in this family. We're not striving to take advantage of any person in this family. And that's such a big part of our culture nowadays. It's just normal. Like school shootings are just normal. Just normal. Like arguing for your political position, whether you're telling the truth or not, is just normal. Getting politically recognized or recognized through entertainment so that you can expand your economic base, your financial base, is just normal. But integrity is not normal anymore. Character is not normal anymore. In Romans chapter 2, verse 1, the Bible talks about the nature and character of judgment. That the very thing you accuse someone else of is the very thing that you're practicing yourself. This is the very reason why I do the best I can to keep my tongue off of other people, because I'm susceptible to the same malice and issues that others are. And I don't want to be a tool for it. Unfortunately, it's become normal to listen to our entertainers and our politicians just speak ill of everyone around them. It's just become normal. And it's not. It creates degradation and it creates a terrible level of poverty in our community. Because I can tell you this, in those communities that are not practicing this in their communities, they live in great peace and wealth and prosperity. And there is a difference between all three of those aspects: wealth, peace, and prosperity. If in our community we're going to live this way, if we're going to experience some form of legacy wealth and prosperity, because quite frankly, our track record so far is dismal. Where we have the potential to control a great economy, but we allow people to come into our community and corrupt us. There's a principle, and I'll leave you with that, if you want to control one person, this is just a principle. It happens all around the world. If you want to control a community, you come in and you either kill off the leader or you buy the leader off. Happened in Ghana, happened in Kenya, happens all around the world. We need to stop selling off our leadership and our people. We need to start standing up for ourselves and our people. And above all things, I wish that you would be in health and prosper even as your soul prosper. And more than that, I wish that you would discover the God in you.